But when they leave, I spend hours rearranging, cleaning, and yes, changing my bed sheets every single time. I always dread the idea of friends coming over. I mean, I like my friends, don't get me wrong, but I hate what happens afterwards.
Every year, over 600,000 students graduate from higher institutions across Nigeria, all with dreams, all with plans, all believing that life after school will be automatic. Then reality hits like a Ferrari crashing at 250 kilometers per hour. No one told them about the silence, no one warned them about the prayer, no one prepared them for the weight of expectations. Some panic, some settle, some refuse to be swallowed by the system. They adapt, they innovate, they refuse to be statistics. They know the truth. The certificate may just be a receipt. You need to prove what you've learned. The real degree is survival. Some will watch, some will complain, but a few will make history. This is their story. This is University Life Podcast. Are you ready?
Welcome to another episode of the University Life Podcast. My name is Emerald, and as always, I'm glad you're here. Today's episode is different. It's special, it's raw, and it's real. We're diving into a topic that doesn't get talked about nearly enough in Nigeria especially, living with obsessive compulsive disorder, commonly known as OCD. Now let's be honest, in Nigeria, mental health conversations are still evolving. Many people don't fully understand what conditions like OCD really are, or how deeply they can affect someone's daily life. It's not just about being neat or liking things arranged. It's much more than that. And because there's so little awareness, students who deal with conditions like OCD often feel misunderstood, isolated, or even judged, especially in a university setting where everyone is just trying to survive, socialize, and succeed. So, in this episode, we're going to hear from someone who is actually living with OCD in a Nigerian university. She's going to take us through her reality, how she navigates lectures, deals with group work, uses public transportation, handles unexpected visits from friends, and even what it's like just sharing a room in the hostel. You'll hear her challenges, her coping strategies, the awkward moments, and most importantly, her strength. So whether you're a student, a friend, a roommate, or just someone trying to understand what mental health really looks like up close, this episode is for you. Thank you for pressing play today. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss more stories like this. Now let's get into it. Welcome, it's so good to have you. For the sake of remaining anonymous, we'll skip the name as agreed. So over to you, boss.
Sometimes I just sit in my room in one corner and cry because it is the only place I feel safe in my space. Hey everyone, I'm here to share my experience as an OCD patient. Living with OCD as a student is not easy at all. I live with OCD. Those of us that does not know the meaning of OCD, it is Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. And it's not just about being neat or organized. It is this constant, overwhelming need for things to feel just right. And when they don't, my mind feels like it's on fire. So people will think it's simple as having friends over. Most people would enjoy it, right? But for me, it's a nightmare. The moment they walk in, I'm already panicking about what they do, what they touch or move. My books, my bed, my decks, everything has its place. But when they leave, I spend hours rearranging, cleaning, and yes, changing my bed sheets every single time. I always dread the idea of friends coming over. I mean, I like my friends, don't get me wrong, but I hate what happens afterwards. They touch my book, they move things around, they sit on my bed, and my bedspread they run cheese together. How I spread my bed, lay them perfectly just fine, neat and clean. But some people just come in. Why can't they sit down on the chair? They'll just go to my bed and sit down. I don't like that. After they leave, I can't rest until I change my bed sheets and sanitize every surface. Like, they have to be clean. I don't know where they are coming from. The sweat, their smell, everything. Just I don't like it. It's not that I don't like my friends at all. No. It's just this obsessive thing. Please don't judge me. It's not their fault though. They are just being normal. But for me, it's like everything in my room is creamy. Fix me, clean me. It is exhausting. And then there is this sanitizer. I never leave the house without it. People joke about how germs build immunity, but that logic doesn't work for me. If I touch something and can't sanitize my hand after, it feels like my skin is crawling. Sometimes I wonder how students in public university manage. If being in a private university feels this overwhelming, I can't imagine the stress of larger, noisier campuses. Because some campuses, they will have like roommates, they will like 4 to 5 in a room. How do they live with that? I can't seem to understand. I can't cope. I can't cope with that. Sometimes I wonder if I'm this stressed in a university where the environment is relatively controlled. What must it feel for the students with OCD in a public university? The thought alone makes my heart race. Combined classes are a nightmare for me. The way students from different departments act is just too much. They are loud, rowdy, rough. People bump into you. The noise, they make crack. It make my, I don't know. All I can think about is don't touch me. Don't touch my stuff. I don't like it. The worst part is the cafeteria. Ew. I can't even eat there anymore. The idea of sharing a table with someone, touching table with greasy hand, it's like my mind shuts down. I avoid bosses as much as I can. The people asking me intrusive questions, the random strangers sitting close. Oh, God. Like, living with OCD is like a nightmare. I don't know. I don't know how I can overcome this. It's overwhelming. One time, someone grabbed my arm to show me a seat. I couldn't focus for the rest of the day. My body started feeling irritated. Like, I know it sounds dramatic, but that is the reality of living with OCD. It's not about being picky. It's about trying to survive in a world that feels too chaotic. When I try to explain, people rather laugh or give advice that doesn't help. Why can't you just relax? They say. Or worse, you are too extra. They don't understand that I can't just relax. Some say I'm too overreacting. And I'm not. It is lonely, feeling like no one sees you, what you are going through. Sometimes I just sit in my room in one corner and cry because it is the only place I feel safe in my space. I'm learning to set boundaries. I let my friend know what is okay and what is not. I set my do's and don'ts. Some understand, some don't. But that's okay. I also understand therapy. Thankfully, I found a counselor who gets it. It's not perfect. There are still bad days. But I'm learning to celebrate the small wins, like going through a class without picking or eating lunch in a quiet corner of campus. I want people to know that mental health issues are real, even if you can't see them. You know somebody with OCD or any mental health struggle, please don't dismiss them. Listen, ask questions, try to understand. And to anyone like me dealing with OCD in a society that doesn't get it, you are not alone. You are not broken. You are stronger than you think. There is this one moment that I will never forget. I was in a lecture hall, sitting quietly and trying to focus, when someone leaned over and touched my notebook. They didn't even ask. They grabbed it, flipped through the pages, and scribbled something on the back. It felt like my brain froze. I couldn't hear the lecturer anymore. I couldn't concentrate. All I could think about was how my notebook had been tainted. I left the class early that day and spent hours rewriting my notes in a fresh notebook. That's how bad it gets. Are you surprised? Please don't. That is me. That is how I face my life daily. Sometimes I look around and wonder if there are other people like me. Maybe the guy who always line up his pen in a specific order, or the girl who can't zip a bag perfectly. No one talks about it. It's like we are all afraid of being labeled weird or difficult. That silence makes everything harder. One of the hardest things I've done is tell my parents about it. They didn't really understand it at first. My mom thought I was just being dramatic, and my dad said it's just a phase, you will grow out of it. But I kept trying. I showed them articles, explained how OCD works, even let them see my therapy notes. Slowly, they started to get it. My mom now asks if I'm okay after a big event. And my daddy doesn't get obsessed when I need extra time to prepare for a treat. It is not perfect, but it's progress. And for someone like me, progress is everything. Last week, I ate at the cafeteria for the first time in months. It wasn't easy. I had to pick a table in the corner, use a napkin to hold my tray to avoid touching the table with my hands, but I did it. It might sound silly, but for me, it was a huge win. I kept thinking, if I can survive this, maybe I can survive other things too. I've started keeping a journal where I write down all the things I've overcome. It helps me see how far I've come on the bad days. Like the time I went to a seminar, I stayed through the entire session. All the time I left my friend to borrow my pen without cleaning it after all. They are tiny things, but to me, they are milestones. I know I'm not cured, and maybe I will never be. But I've learned that life isn't about being perfect. It's about trying, falling, and trying again. OCD still makes things hard, but it also taught me to appreciate the small joys, like a quiet evening in my perfect arranged room or a deep conversation with someone who truly listens. And I've realized that being open about my struggle doesn't make me weak, it makes me strong. Because every time I share my story, I feel a little less alone. If there is one thing I've learned, it's that all have battled. Mine are just happen to be OCD. But I hope by sharing my journey, I can help someone else feel seen, understood, and maybe even a little less scared. Sometimes, I wish people could step into my world for just a moment, but not because I want sympathy or attention, but because maybe then they understand why I act the way I did. There is this sanitizer. It's practically glued to my hand. I can't go anywhere without it. Oh. I wish I could tell them it's not them, it's me. I just smile and nod. OCD is just not a preference for cleanliness. It is this invisible force that controls so much of my life. And what makes it harder is that people don't understand. They laugh it off, call me dramatic. I don't blame them. How could they understand something that they have never experienced? But I'm learning to speak up, to set boundaries, to say no. I don't want to share my notes. Or please don't touch my things. It's not easy, but it's necessary. And while I still have bad days where I feel like the world is too much, I also have small wins. Like the time I stayed through an entire class without leaving early, or the day I ate at the cafeteria without freaking out. This moment reminds me that I am more than my OCD. It is part of me. Yes, it doesn't divide me. Every time I push through, every time I choose courage over fear, I feel a little stronger. I really hope that others today having similar experiences will be able to learn a thing or more from my story. Thanks for the opportunity, Emrad. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very, very much for taking your time to share your experience with us. Like, I know it actually takes a lot and a lot and a lot to actually come out and tell us what it actually feels like. Because I know, honestly speaking, I know it is not easy. And I feel I am tempted, like so tempted to like call out your name and just say thank you, thank you, thank you. But because we actually agreed on making it anonymous. Anyways, thank you very much. And guys, thank you very much for listening. I've always wanted to use AI to do my intro. I finally did it, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys kind of like know a little bit more about mental health and at least this particular one, OCD in particular. And I want to like tell you that keep on listening, keep on listening, and I know I've been busy with school and a lot of things, but I will keep showing up and I am trying to reach out to people that actually have some very interesting things to share. But until I can get in touch with them, well, we are still going to make do of, you know, having guests once in a while and a lot of me doing the talking. But yeah, this thing actually popped in and what's it called? So the major problems students actually face in institutions. I've been having people tell me about what is going on with lecturers, how lecturers are stressing them, reducing grades intentionally, and ladies having problems with male lecturers. It is a whole lot of it is a whole lot, and I know that it is not something that is going to be also easy to share. But if you have any experience or how you actually made your way around that particular situation, I would be so much grateful if you can actually share your experience with an University Life podcast so that other students who are listening can actually gain a thing or two from this. So guys, episode until the next episode. Well, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.